Well, good afternoon, everyone. Glad to have you all here joining us as we are here to express a couple of concerns that we have about the pre-harvest burning that the sugar industry is doing here in the Glade community. But first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Steve Messam. I am one of the leaders here at the Stop the Burn, Go Green campaign. You will be hearing today from myself as well as Shanique Scott, who's going to share some concerns that we have as it relates to the pre-harvest burning. So here in Belle, Glade, we actually have a saying when you drive into our town that says her soil is her fortune, but her people, and this is what I'm adding, is her treasure. So her soil may be her fortune, but as we know, fortunes come and go. But from a biblical story I would like to share, someone found a treasure in a field, and it was so valuable to them that they went back, sold everything they had just to secure it. Well, recently, the Commissioner of Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer, Nikki Fried, had a press conference on October 1st where she made this statement. She said, "Keeping Florida residents, communities, and environment safe is my #1 priority." Well, that sounds like someone who found a treasure. But as we know, words are cheap, and actions speaks louder than words. In fact, the new rules that she shared that day doesn't do enough to prioritize the health and safety of our communities here in the Glades. So the Glades communities are still being choked out by the black snow and ash that are coming down when they are burning the sugarcane from pre-harvest burning. Discriminatory burn zone restrictions is something else that we are dealing with. Here in the Glades community, we are not what we consider as affluential as our neighbors in the east in Wellington, where they actually have a courtesy from the sugar industry, where when the wind is blowing east towards their community, they don't burn. But when when the wind is blowing west towards our community, they do burn. That has to stop.
Yes.
And we're here today to let the community and the world know that we are fed up with it, and we want the same respect, same dignity that our neighbors in the east also have. One of the key issues that Nikki Fried shared, talking about some of the regulations or restrictions that they're going to enact as it relates to pre-harvest burning, is they gave an 80-acre buffer zone, not to people, not to the Glades community, but the wetlands. So they're giving them a 2-field buffer zone where they will not burn if it's close to a wetland. So when you add in the restrictions that the eastern community have, when the wind is blowing east, they don't burn. And now you add in the wetlands, they get an 80-acre buffer. What about us? What about the Glades community? What about South Bay, Belle, Glade, and Pahokee? Can we get a similar buffer zone? And here is our positions on these buffer zones. As you know, even if you were to enact a buffer zone here for the Glades community, we know that the smoke and the ash actually travels for miles and miles. Matter of fact, you would have to give us at least a 27-mile buffer. Matter of fact, make that a 30-mile buffer, where we will not get the same smoke and ash that we are dealing with on a daily basis. Because our lives matter, Glades lives matter.
That's right.
If you're going to give a buffer zone to wetlands, you need to also give a buffer zones to our schools, our homes, and our people.
Amen.
Until the burning is phased out and replaced with cleaner, more sustainable practices, which is what we are advocating for, green harvesting.
Yes.
And it's not like the industry is not already green harvesting. They actually give a courtesy to the Walmart in Clewiston. They give them about a 10-mile buffer zone where they do not burn. Instead, they green harvest those fields so those customers don't have to deal with the smoke and the ash. But what about us? That same machine that picks up the cane burned, that harvester can also pick up the cane green. And it's just a greater practice. It's actually a better practice that you can actually start to implement right now. Right now, if you want to start with schools and homes, stop burning there and green harvest there right now. I now have a 5-year-old son. When he was born, he was living out in the more affluential communities of Palm Beach County over in Wellington. But when we moved back to Belle Glade at the age of 2, he started to also experience allergy issues because of the sugarcane burning. There's also an economic impact as it relates to the pre-harvest burning, where we have to do extremely lot more washing of our cars. Yes. You can wash your car today, go in your house and come back out and it's filled with this black snow, the black ash. We also have to change our air filters more frequently in our homes to make sure that we're keeping our homes clean and clear of the ash as soon as you open your door that rushes in your home. We have to pressure clean our property in our homes more frequently due to the black smut and all the trash that is being dumped into our yards. Just think of it this way. Think of it having a neighbor next to you who comes over to your property line and dumps over trash in your yard and then expects for you to pay for it out of your own dime. Well, that is what the Glades community has been experienced with this archaic practice of pre-harvest burning. And we're asking that the sugar industry be better neighbors. Yes. Be better neighbors by stopping the burning and going green harvest. Because guess what? Not only is the green harvest going to help us from an economic or a health issue standpoint, but it also will help us from an economic standpoint, because now we can bring more jobs to the Glades, right, which are in dire need of jobs that are going to be year-long and not just seasonal, where you can use that same trash that they are burning up in smoke. They can now convert it to biofuel. They can convert it to mulch. They can convert it to paper plates and paper cups, giving people jobs and opportunities. Right. So with that, again, we're just asking that the industry be better neighbors. We're asking that Nikki Freed and the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, that you too be a good neighbor. You say that the health, safety of the citizens and residents of Florida is your top priority. Well, prove it. That's right. Prove it by putting teeth to your policies. Prove it by putting policies in place that's going to give us a 27-mile buffer zone where you can't burn around our homes and our schools and our residents.
Thank you so much for everyone that have come out today also to just support our flight. I'm telling you, we are so fed up with the black ash, with the smoke that we have to inhale each and every day. And so Steve have really covered everything that we advocate for. We advocate for green harvesting. We need a better practice that they can, still make money. We're not trying to tell people to, they have to quit their jobs or they need to go out of business. We just want them to consider our health.
Yes.
We just want them to consider our children. We want them to consider our elderly people that have to go to the doctor each and every day and have the doctors tell them, you need to move. That was one of the issues and concerns that that bothered me, that made me want to step up and stand out and actually speak out against pre-harvest sugarcane burning. Because one of the things that I experienced was that all of this allergies, all of the sinus infections that I was experiencing when I came back home. I too was, living elsewhere. And then when I came back home, all of these issues, health concerns started to arise. And it's sad. It's sad that when you go to the doctor and he tells you, where do you live? And when he asks you, where do you live? And I tell them, I live in Belle, Glade. I live in South Bay. Oh, well, you need to move. Everybody is not fortunate enough to just pick up and move. My family is here, and it is so important that they be better neighbors. That if you're gonna do business in a community, you want that community to be healthy, right? Yes. You do not want the people to have to suffer. This is a solid outcry that we have to complain against, amongst each other. And it's sad. It's sad that we have to complain in our house because some of our residents don't think that anything could be done because, the sugarcane companies, they are too big or they have this amount of money. That's sad. That is so sad. And so that's why we're standing up for our community. We're speaking loud and clear that we are complaining. One of the statements that the sugarcane representatives said, I actually asked them a question, and telling them about my concerns when I was the mayor of the city of South Bay. I was telling them about all of these concerns, and you know what they tell me? They say, no one complained. No one complained. And I was like, wow, because as a leader and elected official of the city of South Bay, I hear stories all the time I see them. I see the stories. I have a business here, and I'm telling you, some of my kids have to miss dance because they have to get on breathing machines, or the asthma is oh my gosh, the asthma kind of arises during this time. The asthma is so worse during the season that some of the kids have to miss dance practice. They have to miss what they love to do, and that's sad. Why we're here is because we care about our community. We want better for our community. If you want to do good business here, make sure that the community is healthy. We're tired of the black ash falling all over our cars, fall all in our hairs. We don't know what is being emitted inside of our bodies. We have no idea. When that smoke, billows of smoke is being released, we have no idea what they're putting in that soil to be emitted over our communities. We're tired of it, and we're sick of it. And so if Nikki Fried, our commissioner, and it's not just Nikki Fried, it's government.
Yes.
It's the sugarcane companies, they're top people too as well. They're people that are in charge. They can make a difference too as well. They can change it. They can change this story. Yes, we do know that it's been years. It's been years of sugarcane pre-harvest burning. We do know that. We do know that it has provided jobs. However, if there's another alternative, there's a better way, then we need to seek that. And we need to start if we have a problem, let's look at the problem and guess what? Provide a solution. So if we could provide a solution for it, if other countries like Brazil and Australia and different places are adapting and implementing these practices of green harvest, guess what? We can do the same thing.
Yes.
We can do the same thing. They can do the same thing if they care. Thanksgiving is about celebrating. Thanksgiving is about celebrating the harvest. Thanksgiving is about family and friends. We do not want to see billows of smoke everywhere. The only thing we want to see smoke is a turkey. That's it. We just want our turkeys to smoke. That's it. We don't want to have to come outside each and every day and have to even wonder, oh my gosh, my neighbor's house is on fire. Oh my God, the school is on fire. Because yes, the sugarcane is that close to our communities, it's close to the homes. Yes, we know that. But if you can do better, I'm telling you, that's just our plea. If you can do better, do better. And treat this community like it has some type of value like to you. Like a treasure, exactly, like a treasure. Like you value us, because you have made billions. The sugarcane companies have made billions of dollars on these communities, in these communities. And so that's what we're advocating for. We're advocating for a good, safe environment. We're advocating for healthier communities. We're advocating for our youth and our children. We're advocating for our families, because they deserve it. They do not have to even wonder or even consider moving, especially in a community that they have built their homes, they have worked, and they are living. We deserve a better quality of life.
Yes.
And that's exactly why we're here. There's no other reason. There's nobody else pulling our leg or telling us what to do. No, we have grew up in this community. We are lifelong residents of the city of Belle, Glade, South Bay, and Pahokee.
Yes.
And so we're residents. And so that's exactly what we're here for. We're here because we want the sugarcane companies to go green.
In the spirit of Thanksgiving, we just would like to share just a few things of what we are thankful for.
Yes.
So this Thanksgiving, the Stop the Burn campaign is thankful for the growing movement of the Stop the Burn advocates that we have accumulated over the years. We're also thankful for the increased media attention on this important issue that we have. We are also thankful for our politicians like Nikki Fried, who have finally acknowledged that sugar burning is a problem that needs to be addressed, and that the green harvesting investment needs to be pursued as a solution. But here's what we are not thankful for. We are not thankful for that we still are having to endure the smoke and ash that are its negative impacts that we endure every day. We are not thankful for the sugar industry is still not respecting our communities enough to stop dumping their smoke and ash on us. we are also not thankful for that Nikki Free's actions so far have not amounted to just talk and no actions.
That's right.
She said that they are prioritizing health and quality of life, nor provided any real means of how they're going to do that for our Glades community, and that she has not responded to our invitations to come meet with us here in Belle Glade.
That's right.
So here's our plea. Nikki, come meet with us.
Come meet with us.
We have story to tell. Come meet with us again. We would like to show you and share with you
That's right.
why green harvesting is a better practice and why we too deserve a buffer zone, but make it a 30-mile buffer zone.
Right.
That was what we will be thankful for.
That's right.
So on behalf of the Stop the Burn campaign and Go Green Harvesting, we would like to thank everyone who is here with us today advocating for this important issue. And we would like to just let everyone know to have a great and wonderful Thanksgiving. May God bless you and have a blessed day.